And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. Hope you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was good. Did a little house shopping. Got to see one house. Ended up liking it a little bit more than I thought I would. So trying to figure those things out, putting the offer and all the other stuff, and deal with real estate agents. I don't have a real estate agent because, well, I don't want one. And I have my mother. She has experience. She took some classes, so that's good enough. It's simple. I already have my pre-approval letter, so I just want to keep it simple, man. I don't want all this extra shit. The kids, they're gone with their mother for the week, off having fun and stuff for spring break. And it hit me this morning like, God damn, it's only been like they left Saturday, so I only have not seen them for a full day, and I'm already like, what do I do with myself? I got tons of stuff to do. I need to go ahead and start getting rid of stuff in the house, start downsizing more. Cause you accumulate unnecessary stuff sometimes. So I always like to, especially when I move, I like to just throw shit away. Fuck it. When I say throw shit away, I don't necessarily mean throw it in the trash, but donate it. Donate clothes, stuff like that. Get rid of it. And then if it is used things, as far as like dishes and stuff like that, I usually throw those away because, well, I don't think anybody should be trusting someone else about the dishes necessarily, but to each their own as well. But yeah, go ahead and do that. So I got things to do. Hopefully, I can at least take a day to go to the beach and the weather is good. Right now, it's a little gloomy and kind of cool when I thought it was supposed to be hot this fucking week. But you know, uh, I don't know. I'm believing coincidences. I feel like it was supposed to be hot. The weather said it was gonna be hot and stuff. Now it's cool and it's chilly and stuff. Kind of convenient, We're talking about spring break and they don't want to have people in Florida run around, which we're gonna kind of touch on later on in one of these topics as we talk about Miami Beach and what's going on down there. But yeah, just kind of fill you guys on the weekend. I did do the Superman review. I ended up doing yesterday, Sunday. I spent about a few hours putting it together. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but go ahead if you guys care about the Zack Snyder cut and you're looking for a review. Go ahead and check mine out. I give my opinion based on my perspective of it, of the movie and whatnot. I think it's good. I think it's a good movie, but I had to ask myself a big question: would I think the movie is good if this was the first time me seeing it without the other theatrical version? And then I basically say, yeah, probably not. It'll be okay, slightly above average, but it's really good because the other one was not that good. And in stark contrast, like the Snyder cut really makes the other one look really bad. But in essence, like, it's only as good as it can be because, well, they didn't do no build up. They just threw everybody together. So they really tried to be like what's that, Marvel and MCU and Avengers. They didn't take the time to build it up. So you're gonna get what you get. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. And like I said, if you guys want to check out that review, go ahead. Friday, Friday, as I was uploading the Underdog podcast video version to YouTube, I see I got a community strike, a strike against the community guidelines. I was like, what? What? Why I get a strike against community guidelines? What did I do? Like I said, I make sure that wherever I say my stuff, but I'm using the government's information. I'm using mainstream media information and reading through it and really critical thinking and showing the all the contradictions and the plot holes in their stories and their well, I'm gonna say in their journalism, but yeah, it is stories. They're weak storytellers. They know how to lie properly. But, before I even go on that, I will be posting a link to my Teespring account and the listings of the shirts I have up available. I just got it in the mail today, way quicker than what they said it was going to happen, which I figured it would be. I wasn't supposed to get it till like April, but whatever. That's getting even better. So the material, I think I got I think it was a premium cotton one, I believe. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, premium cotton, but I didn't get the slim fitting one. It's like more of a or is it a slim fitting one? I can't remember exactly which one, but I believe it's a premium cotton one. I see that it's Hanes. It's 100% cotton, so I got a medium because I know if I get a medium, it'll shrink down to a small. I say I'm about 5'7", or I'm 5'7", 5'8" with shoes on, and 143, more of an athletic build. So that lets you know what type of shirt to get if you ever decide to get a shirt. By all means, if you want to support my channel, definitely get a shirt. That's the best way to support me because I feel better that you get something in return. I guess too, as far as the stream goes, I guess when you donate and you do donations on D Live, there's things that have rewards for viewers and stuff too. So I don't want nobody to give something to me. I just always want to be able to give back. Law of generation, right? You receive, you give. You give, you receive. Always in exchange of energy. Always in exchange of connection. Finding the balance and doing it for a reason of good intentions and not just making sure you guys don't owe me nothing. All right, I don't owe you anything. So definitely put that out. Definitely post that out and stuff like that. And then it would just be little simple sayings, nothing too big, nothing special. Just something that says like, "Oh, free thinker" or "independent thinker" or "Don't censor my thoughts." And God damn it, I need to write this stuff down because when I get on here, I be all of a sudden just be feeling inspired. I could just have this, and that. I could throw on a shirt. And that's because that's really what a lot of shirts I like to wear is shirts like that where it just says little things. So I always want to do my own t-shirt company, but really it's not, I don't necessarily want to even do a t-shirt. It's those shirts you see in Walmart where it's like $4 because all it says is like, "Hey, I'm an idiot," or stupid little things like that. Shirts you see in Spencer's and stuff like that. That's the type of style I wear. I'm so lame. I'm so lame, bro. I'm so lame. I'm so lame, man. But hey, that's just me. The open the house hunting and all that stuff goes good and everything. But anyways, so I just want to show you guys this first before we go into today's topics. Because it lets you know, man. When I say I'll be doing the live streams and using YouTube clips, and when I go upload videos on YouTube, it seems like it takes a long time sometimes, and they're scrubbing the videos. They literally are. They literally are. They literally are. So what they did was I saw that I got a notification saying that I violated YouTube's policies or whatever, or for the community guidelines, and they didn't really explain it. So in my appeal, all I literally said was, I think I wrote 2 sentences. I said, can you show me where and when in the video, or show me what I said and when in the video I said it that violated the community guidelines. That's all I said. It's just, okay, if I did, I did. Just let me know. If I made false claims, I talk about election all the time. I'm going to say it again. I don't think Biden won. I'm just going off of my own opinion and the things I've seen in my own research. Once again, though, you do your own research, you figure it out. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to call it fact. Because how can I call it fact? We haven't had the chance to actually prove that it's completely factual. In my mind, it's 100% factual. Makes sense to me because based on everything I see, and I know what shady lying people do. This looks like it's kind of their tactics, but anyways, what got me is they didn't really tell me. And it wasn't until I did the appeal and I had to click on several things, that's when I found out, oh, it says that, and I didn't even check my email to see that. And then when I saw my email, it says it too. Saying that first it just goes on a label of spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. Something like, I know I didn't do no spam. I know I didn't do no deceptive practices. Definitely no scams. But then it showed down here at the bottom, it says how your content violated the policy. Content that advances false claims that widespread errors or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. Now, this is from episode 86 of Underdog Podcast. Episode 86. This was back on February 11th. Bro, it's March. A month later. It's a month later. Now you all of a sudden have the time to say my video violated community guidelines on a guideline that was updated December 9th. I believe December 9th. That's what it said. So I'm like, okay, so I've been talking. We know I've been talking my shit anyway. So like, what difference does it make? And I know I've been uploading more frequently on YouTube or the Underdog Podcast, but before I still uploaded, just not every episode, just the way I had to distribute it out through Podbean. But still, there's times where I talked about other things on YouTube and posted and talked about election and stuff, but whatever. What got me so annoyed was that I did the appeal, and my appeal, I didn't even appeal anything. I just said, can you show me the proof? Show me the receipts. What they like to say. What I hear now. Show me the receipts. Show me the evidence. Show me exactly what you're talking about. If I violate your community guidelines, okay, but just show me exactly what you're talking about. But guess what? They didn't. They didn't. They didn't, bro. It says, we have reviewed your appeal for the following content. After taking another look, we can confirm that your content does not violate our community guidelines. Man, this happened within a couple hours. I thought it would take a couple days for them to respond. I did this on Friday. I didn't. It goes to my Yahoo or my Google email, which I don't even check that much. My Yahoo email is my major email, and I had since I was like a kid, since I was like 14, 15, something like that. So, damn, that sounded old. That's why nobody has Yahoo email no more. Oh my god! But what got me is like I didn't even appeal, bro. I clicked the appeal form, but all I did was ask a question. Which I basically just said, "Show me the evidence. Show me what I said, and show me when in the video I said it." And they couldn't. They couldn't. I won. How I win? It's like going to court for a speeding ticket. Like, all right, well, tell me exactly how you caught me speeding. That's all I did. I called them out. Hey, show me exactly what the fuck you're talking about. Show me what did I say? Show me. They couldn't. I fucking won. I can't believe this is funny to me because like I can't believe that actually happened. What gets me is like full disclosure. I only got 26. I thought I had 28. Maybe two people unsubscribed, but I have 26 subscribers on YouTube, and I've realized I've been trending upwards because I have a couple thousand views. And it's like, wait a minute, I only have 26 subscribers. So it's like, why? I'm going on an upward trend of views and subscribers stuff, and likes, comments, things like that. So it's like, whoa. YouTube said, we're going to strike this shit down. But then they couldn't strike me down. I was telling my son about this. Well, I'm sure he wasn't really listening. Those are my two favorite people. I miss those guys, man. Those are my two favorite people in the world. Those are my two favorite people. Those are the people I talk to every day. And I don't have them for a week, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I think I'm going to see them back on Friday. I don't even know what to do with myself. But anyways, it makes me laugh that this happened. It says, thanks for your patience while we reviewed this appeal. It was like 2 hours since you reviewed it. It says our goal is to make sure content doesn't violate our community guidelines so that YouTube can be a safe place for all. And sometimes we make mistakes trying to get it right. We're sorry for any frustration our mistake caused you, and we appreciate you letting us know. You know, the funny thing is I had posted this on Gab on I think I did it on that Friday or Saturday, and I didn't check this till I think it was Sunday. Yeah, Sundays when I check my Gmail account, my Google Mail account. So that's when I checked it and I saw. I was like, oh wow, like so you guys saw the problem within an hour, within a couple hours, man, on the same day. Why even bother? Oh, sometimes we make mistakes. No, you didn't. They intentionally went out of the way. Look at the title of my podcast. For those on on the audio version, it's episode 86. But the title says Lucasfilms fires Gina Carano and CDC double masking study. It's also the Trump impeachment trial updates, but the title was too long, so I just cut it off on YouTube. So I talked about Trump and the impeachment trial. So that's why I was like, I figured I probably did say something about election. But what did I say? That's all I'm talking about. What did I actually say? Oh, but because I probably pulled up CNN videos, CNN clips, or mainstream media videos and clips, showing about the Jaden X footage and stuff, and showing who Jaden X actually is, showing that he was a Black Lives Matter affiliate as well. It wasn't your QAnon or right-wing people and stuff, probably because I showed a little too much evidence. Because when I talk, I'm talking with evidence. I'm talking with some things to back it up. I'll let you know completely if I'm pulling shit out of my ass. Because I'll say that I'm pulling shit out of my ass. But for the most part, when I'm talking about things, I'm coming up with some evidence. I'm coming up with some information, and not just in the past day or so, but within months, if not years. The Lucasfilms firing Gina Carano thing, mainstream, I think I got it from a mainstream publication. Clearly, she got fired and stuff. I pulled up her tweets and showed exactly what she was talking about. I know I talked shit about Lucasfilms, if not Disney, and Disney as well. So, but it can't say nothing because it's what happened. I didn't even mention necessarily. I don't think I pulled up the tweet that Pedro Pascal did. I didn't even talk about that, but I did create the association things happening now that happened in Nazi Germany by going through the History Channel. You guys can go back and check out the episode when I talked about the CDC double masking study. What I do? I pulled up the CDC study from the CDC.gov website and show that it said they did the study on mannequins. You can't get mad at that because I actually read the article. Because I actually read the study. Because I went to the so-called source that they tell us to do in school, right? They tell you to do that shit in high school, middle school, college. Go to the source. Make sure you have credible sources. Oh, okay. I'll go to the credible sources that you guys say are the credible sources, and look, these guys are lying. Oh, now what? Now what? I can't. The fact that happened, I was mad because I was like, man, they really are trying their hardest. And it's like, man, I have 26 subscribers, bro. Like, but then again, if you want to nip something in the bud, guess what you do? You do it at the start. You don't wait till someone gets maybe 100. What happens if I ever get to like 1,000 subscribers, and then all of a sudden it starts to really start taking off? Then what? Then it's too late. So if your plan is to minimize this type of rhetoric on your platform, then you need to do it at its lowest level possible before it even before it even gets a chance to grow. So that's a good plan. That's what you do. I just didn't think it would be at 26 subscribers. Like I said, maybe 100, maybe worst case scenario 1,000. But at 26, all that lets me know is, oh, like I said, you guys, they're really suppressing certain content creators. Why? I fit the minority role, right? I'm black according to other people, right? That's my skin tone according to people. I'm supposed to be thrown into that category, right? I'm not conservative, right? I'm not a liberal, not a Democrat, not a Republican. I'm an independent. I guess they don't like that because I'm supposed to be a liberal, so I'm supposed to be a Democrat, so they don't like that. I'm a veteran. I guess we don't really care about veterans either. We don't like that. I'm a single parent, but then again, single parents don't count sometimes when we're talking about fathers. So I guess I don't fit into their description of what they want to market. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just find it kind of interesting that at 26 subscribers on YouTube, a couple thousand views, I get more views than I have subscribers. That's kind of interesting, right? I assume that happens with other people, but I don't know. But anyways, it just makes me laugh that they did that and that they they recanted their statement so quickly, man. So let me go ahead and get off of that and get into today's first topic. I won. I tried to throw that out there. It's a little victories, man. It's a little victories because they had literally did the strike and removed my video. They literally and the strike and remove my video. They consider it my first warning, and they said the next strike I would be down for a week. I wouldn't be able to upload. Like, god damn, man, why can't I get so a strike counts as a warning? I guess so, because God forbid you, I don't know, have your own opinion. I forgot free thinkers, your own opinion. You can't have that. You no longer can have that in America, which is scary, right? Right? The same as talking about Trump going to start his own platform. Why? I don't understand that. Why would I go to that platform? One, I'll believe it when he says it himself. Two, I'm not going to that platform. Why would I go to that? I don't want echo chamber. I don't want the same thing over and over. I don't want everybody on the same thing and stuff. One, then again, too, if it looks decent or whatever, I'll probably be on it because I care about the UI, the user interface. That's why I just want to look decent or whatever. Gab is okay, but at the same time, I can't find anything on there. On the Discover page, they need to fix their algorithm. They still got ways to go, but whatever. Anyways, so here we have the first article I want to talk about. And this is just really for context. So this is on March 10th. It says illegal immigration in America has continued to decline. I'm going to show you guys the immediate contradictions. So this is from Forbes. It says in a report that could provide context to most immigration news stories, new research reveals that the number of unauthorized immigrants has continued to decline in the United States. The authorized immigration fell to, 10,350,000 in 2019, a decline of 12% since 2010. The approximately 10.4 million unauthorized immigrants represent about 3% of the total U.S. population. A majority have lived in the U.S. for more than a decade. It says while Donald Trump railed against illegal immigration from Mexico, it turns out demographics and economic conditions in Mexico had already addressed the issue. The undocumented population from Mexico declined so much in the past decade that its share dropped to less than half of the total population, according to new research from Robert Warren, a demographer and senior visiting fellow at the Center for Migration Studies. God damn, we should be making up these fucking names, man. These titles, bro. These fake titles. So it says from 2010 to 2019, the undocumented population from Mexico declined about 1.9 million, and the undocumented population from the rest of the world increased by 500,000. My thing is, I want to know who gets the credit for it. Who gets the credit for it? The undocumented population continued to decline in 2019. Return migration of undocumented residents to Mexico is primarily responsible for the decline of 1.9 million in the total undocumented population from 2010 to 2019. Who are they going to get credit to? Because I feel like they won't give credit to Trump, which I think is interesting. Because I mean, they won't. And that lets you know too. Obama was deporting a lot of people as well. that stuff was going on. I'm gonna loosely touch on it because I don't know that much about immigration. More or less that if you want people to come in your country, you obviously want them to come in through legal means, through some type of process that you can monitor and observe. You just don't say, "Oh yeah, let everybody in." So it's ridiculous to me to think, and it is something I really had to think about too, because I was like, yeah, you know, I guess it makes sense. You know, we need to have open borders and stuff like that. But then I stopped and really thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Wait a minute, why would you just let anybody in? Like, because you have a respect, or not respect. You owe it to your citizens of a nation to look after them first. Like, you take care of your house first before you let other people come in. And that's the way I look at it. I'm gonna make sure I have food in the house. I'm gonna make sure I take care of the people that live in my residence before I open my doors to others. Because how can I help someone else if I can't help myself? If I can't help the people that I'm supposed to be looking after, or the people I'm supposed to represent when we talk about government and politicians, if I can't look after the people, the citizens of the nation that I'm supposed to represent, how can I say, oh yeah, let everybody come in? Let anybody come in. We need more. Let the refugees come in. Like, whoa. Yes, you can feel bad for them. You can feel empathy, right? You can empathize and you can sympathize. Still, though, you have to make some type of a balanced, logical conclusion or solution for a potential issue. Open up the gate to let everybody in. Doesn't sound like the smartest thing you do. I mean, you got some people have fences around their house. There's a reason for that. You want to control what comes in, what goes out. Plain and simple. There's nothing wrong with that. So to me, the same, what works on a micro level works on the macro level. Might be some tweaks, it's not always perfect, but correspondence, if you're gonna relate it to something else, it makes sense. Let's see. However, news and politics are dominated by the short term, including what happens at any moment in the U.S.-Mexico border. It says the Biden administration needs to put in place the infrastructure, logistics, and process to manage the border. A crisis is when Trump expelled thousands of migrant children back to Mexico. That's a crisis. So expelling migrant children back to Mexico, you mean sending the children back to their parents? That's a crisis. Strong arm bribe, blah, blah. The current situation at the border could affect bills to legalize dreamers and others in the United States, although Robert Warren found no evidence that Congress considering legalization affects migrant decisions to come to America. No, it doesn't, man. No, it doesn't. Apparently, America is so bad, people still want to come here. It's crazy, right? Trust me, because I still am that person where I'm like, fuck America sometimes, man. But I guess My thing is when I say that, I say in a sense talking about government, politicians, the same thing I always talk about. But I have to be careful when I say that now because people will think that I'm talking about the country, the whole, in this whole, the people. And no, I'm talking about government, United States government, people in D.C., people in Congress, people in the Senate, those people, presidents, executive administration, Department of Homeland Security, FBI. And I wonder why. Fuck it, man. Because those people are not above criticism, and we're not paying enough attention to those people. And I used to be one of those people where I was like, whatever, I still don't like politics because I say I govern myself. And these rest of these people, what are they doing? I feel like everything we should be talking about is just trade, markets, free markets, economy. That's what we should be focusing on. Obviously, you take care of people, a lot of problems will kind of cease to exist because if you're focusing on yourself, you're focusing on your health, you're focusing on your wealth, not just financial wealth, but just your overall wealth in your life. You're focusing on your emotions, your spirituality, right? You're thinking for yourself, you're self-governing. You ain't got time to do anything else. You ain't got time to go out and mess with someone else or take someone's car or really do drug stuff because you're trying to keep yourself in a certain state of balance. But we can't have that because you can argue we do have a excess amount of laws and stuff. Because the people that are coming to America, guess what they're thinking about? The shit they see on TV. Some of the stuff that they're watching, the stuff from the 80s and 90s, right? They're not necessarily getting all the new movies that come out. They're getting things, a little bit, almost a decade behind sometimes. Hell, that even happens in places in the United States. Really, before the internet took off, it'll take a while before people will hear new music, hear new content when we're talking about in forms of entertainment industry, movies, TV shows, stuff like that, news articles. Not everybody going on national news stuff because some people are and they're in their little small towns, like, forget it. We have our own thing here. We just ignore the rest of y'all, man. America is so big. There's so much land. There's so many tiny little towns that you never even thought that people would live in. You never even thought that until they kind of explode and then become a little bit different. But I think it's interesting that it's like that, though. That people still want to come to America. So we talk about immigration and all this other stuff. Like, America's supposed to be a bad place, but it's like, apparently it's not that bad. And here's the thing: a lot of them trying to escape communism. A lot of people trying to get Venezuela, Cuba. They're trying to get away from some other dictator or socialist society. They're trying to get away. And they come here thinking like, whoa, I thought you guys were better than this. You guys ain't paying attention to what's going on? All right, shit, I ain't finna be in this again. I ain't finna be stuck in this stuff twice. Not dealing with this communist situation. Oranges and other crops. Okay. I just want to show you guys a headline and what it's kind of talking about. Saying how immigration has declined. And then you have article here. No, thank you. Get away. Then you have an article here from CNN. Is this gonna go away? This okay, I was saying this whole little ad thing, I wonder is it gonna go away or not. But it says, is there a border crisis? It depends who you ask, but it's clear that more migrants are crossing into the US. It depends who you ask. They just won't admit to it, like, oh shit, there's a situation. And this article is from the 6th of March. So this is not even the most updated things because all the updated things is really coming from Fox, more your so-called right-leaning things, which I don't think Fox is right-leaning at all. But wait a minute, this dude got a Gucci backpack. Hold on, bro. Ray, get a Gucci backpack, and you're gonna say, "Oh, it's just a knockoff." No, okay. All the knockoffs just mean the factory in which it was made didn't go through its official channels to get its official approval. But guess what? They're all still made in the same factories. Man got a Gucci backpack, bro. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Okay, let's see what this video has to say. Is it gonna play it? Nope, it's gonna give me an HBO Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for trying to sell me HBO Max knowing damn well I already got it. But I appreciate that, I really do. All right. Let's talk about
This week, Father Roy Snipes has welcomed about 100 migrant families a night to seek shelter in this South Texas church, overflowing from another shelter down the road.
They all got masks on and stuff like that to give the audio version audience a little context. So they all got their mask on and they're coming in there. I'm assuming they're migrants. It says Biden administration tells facilities for migrant children to reopen to pre-pandemic levels. So they're okay with opening facilities for migrant children to pre-pandemic levels. And they're also, I think, talking about giving vaccines to migrant children, immigrants, whoever's coming in. Yet some people that they haven't opened up vaccines for people under the age of 50. Huh. They haven't necessarily opened up vaccines to everybody yet. Interesting, right? Where does the priorities lie at? Why? Why do that?
No longer are migrant children being separated from their parents. These families are allowed to wait in the United States.
I like how they said that. No longer are migrant children being separated from their parents. They're not, a lot of times it's not actually their parents. It's smugglers. It's human trafficking. And see, they won't talk about that because they don't want you to know that probably makes up a good percentage of all this going on. Like, why? They separated the children from the parents. No, some of these parents are paying for their kids to cross the border with some family member or somebody that they know that can get them across the border, and that's it. So now the people are coming with them and probably just going to drop them off somewhere with another family member or whoever finished really their paid contractual obligations, that the deal that they done set up. And it goes without talking. It goes without saying, because you can't say that's a wild theory. You can't say any of that. How do you think human trafficking happens, man? One of the episodes of the podcast talked about it. This is how human trafficking happens. It's not they go snatch up somebody. It's the same as slavery. That's not how it happens. You coerce someone into it. You lie to them. That's the best way to do it, because that means you don't have to go about by physical means. It's better if I manipulate you through your emotions and lie to you, sell you a hope, so you'll come along willingly. It's better if I try not to fight your free will and let you think that you're making a good choice. Just give you the old okie doke. I don't even like that phrase, but that's exactly what it is.
For their asylum cases to be heard in court. We met 21-year-old Kenya. The shelter asked that we protect her identity.
Of course.
She left Honduras 2 weeks ago with her son and crossed the Rio Grande into the U.S. a few nights before.
Hey man, I got a warning too. Y'all able to move about, bro. Honduras to the United States, it's covering a lot of distance, man. Like, it's covering a lot of distance. Like, who's helping you get across? Huh?
Why did you decide to come now?
The truth is, I've been waiting. I've heard that there is now a better opportunity to get in.
Many migrants are still...
A better opportunity to get in. What did she say? She said, yeah, we heard there's a better opportunity to get in. What she's really saying is, yeah, I heard y'all got a so-called different president and stuff, and he's letting the gates open. So why not? Why not come?
Being turned away at the southern border, but the growing reality for the Biden administration is that there's a perception in Central American countries ravaged by crime and natural disasters that it's now easier to make the journey north and cross the border. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas insists this isn't a crisis, but a challenge.
We are working as hard.
Come on, bro. This is not a crisis, but a challenge. I don't care what label. That's why I didn't even put crisis in the title, because it doesn't. It's an issue. That's exactly what it is. It's an issue. It's an issue. It's an issue that they created. Once again, this is how nations fall, when they open up their borders and let anyone and everyone in, because there's only so much of an infrastructure, so much resources, so many things to go around. You gotta protect your nation, your nation's citizens first. I said there's a process. There has to be a process. Now, can the process be a little bit more expedited and be a little bit more thorough and obviously happen quickly, or a more quicker time frame? Definitely on the path of citizenship. Yes, 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 yes. But we should focus on those processes, on that infrastructure more instead of all this pandering to emotions. Oh, these people want to come in and stuff, and I get it. I get it. In my mind, I put myself in their shoes, in their perspective. I get it. Everybody wants to go to a place where they feel like there's better opportunities. That's what you do. But at the same time, you want to go about it in a legal manner because you don't want to get there and then have to be looking over your shoulder all the time. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And really, you're looking for a better opportunity. You just hear America and stuff, and it's somebody selling them hopes and dreams. That's my thing is who is selling these people this idea that the American government, when I say America, is so great. Who is selling them these hopes and ideas? Because you think these people are necessarily liberals or Democrats coming over? Right? They're coming over for private property ownership rights. You understand? They're coming over trying not to pay taxes and none of that stuff. They're coming over for a reason. Lower prices and stuff. That's what they're coming over. They're coming over for opportunity. They're coming over for capitalism. You understand that? Immigration. People are coming to America for capitalism. Free market. The opportunities that they're talking about is the ability to elevate yourself from a certain social economic class, more or less so economic class. Fuck the social side. That's because you get opportunities. You can do things because they already learn how to live on the minimum. So you come to America, you already know how to live on the minimum. So you can stack up your money and stuff and not be so concerned about all these other different things because you don't care about this materialistic stuff because you already live on the minimum. We don't ever hear the stories of people that come into America legally and then work themselves up throughout their generation and the generation after them. You don't hear those stories. You want to know why? Because those people are usually Republicans or are independents, and they're more about self-governance and they're more about capitalistic economies. That doesn't sell mainstream media right now. They want it to be all about the government. Now, you can also argue that some people are coming over because they're hearing that the government is taking care of their people as well in America, as far as welfare checks, things of that nature, whatever, and yeah, things like that. That's also something that will entice people too as well. But these are things that you really should be talking about because you have to come from a balanced standpoint of emotions and logic. What's the best situation for everyone involved? Because you as an American citizen, myself as an American citizen, or yourself as a legal immigrant coming over and stuff and going through the process, you're like, well, why they get to come over that way, but I had to come over this other way? You got to look at all these different perspectives and try to come together and find an actual solution. Yet, it doesn't happen that way. Makes you wonder, right? Makes you really question what is actually going on. Because the rest of this video is probably going to be talking about, trying to make you feel bad and shit.
We are not only in addressing the urgency of the challenge, but also in building the capacity to manage it and to meet our humanitarian aspirations and execution of the president's vision.
The numbers of migrants arriving at the southern border is growing.
Of the president's vision. Not of your vision as an American citizen, not of my vision as an American citizen. Of the president's vision. I didn't know we was living in a dictatorship. That's crazy. And the people that call Trump a dictator and stuff, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, if you think he's a dictator, you're not paying attention to these, the Obama administration, Bush administration, all these past administrations, you're not paying attention to all these executive orders and stuff. Like I said, if we really want to talk about governance in America, get rid of all those fucking people. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Or at least have some true representation. Have a smaller government. Anything. Something. Anything. If these people are coming in through Texas, why is it not the Texas border? Why is not Texas more concerned about their own border? Why is it a federal thing when it's actual Texas land that they're coming through? Why don't they take it state by state? Huh? How come immigration isn't? I just thought of that now. Why isn't immigration focused on state by state? How is that a federal level? Are they coming to the United States of America or are they coming to Texas? Did they hear United States of America government is good? Or are they hearing Texas government is good? That's actually a legit question. Now I think about it, That's what I said. I didn't want to have too much of an opinion on this because I feel like there's a lot of things that you can talk about that people don't really mention that it kind of goes unanswered. Really kind of goes unaware of. I don't think nobody's really has thought about some of these things.
In January, Customs and Border Protection reported about 7,500 families were taken into custody and 5,800 unaccompanied children. During a major surge exactly 2 years ago,
about the fucking
Border
families.
Patrol encountered 5,500 children
Unaccompanied
in 1
children.
month. The Department of Health and Human Services told
You're not asking the
facilities
right
to
questions.
open bed space for minors
They're trying to make you.
pre-pandemic levels,
They're trying to make you feel bad. They're trying to make you feel bad.
which is just under 14,000. There are now about 7,700 children under HHS care, and the concern is that number will rise quickly in the coming weeks.
The way we're going,
Yeah.
I think it's going to become a crisis.
Now some Texas Democrats are warning the
Oh my God. These people are a joke, bro. Goddamn clowns, man.
Biden team about what's unfolding.
They seem to be on a mission, without due respect, to start releasing and show that they're compassionate. I want to be compassionate, but I also think people should be compassionate to our communities on the border.
Oh my God. You mean what? You mean worry about the people that already live in the country? Almost just like I just said? I just might as well be a fucking politician. Because clearly it's not a hard job. It's clearly these people, it's not that hard to think about these things, man. If you just sit down and think about these things. Of course, we're going to talk about Trump because why else? Why else would they not talk about Trump?
Same time, activists are also pressuring Biden to undo what they see as damage from the Trump administration.
People are willing to give them a break in the beginning, but I think that break will.
Oh, look. Wait a minute. Did we go back? Can I just see that again? Lee Gelerent. Gelernt. ACLU lawyer. ACLU. Isn't that the same labor union that, was part of the shadowy cabal to fortify the election?
I think that break will soon be over if they don't move very quickly.
In the South Texas shelter, several migrants told us they saw many children traveling to the border alone.
¿Qué edad tenían estos niños?
Why are they
How
traveling
old were the
alone?
children that you saw?
11, 12,
11,
13,
12-year-olds,
14
13,
años.
14-year-olds.
Los niños se hacían como si fueran de otra familia para protegerse. They would act like they were part of a family to protect themselves.
Sí.
Yeah.
And terrific reporting as always.
Some terrific report on my ass. So here's the thing. They're coming over on the company and they act like they're part of the family so they can get in, but I was like human trafficking to me. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a parent, just put yourself in their perspective. If you're a parent and you're in a dire situation in somewhere in Central America, Honduras, like where they talking about she was coming from, would you pay someone else to get your kid across the border? Ask yourself that. I know you're thinking, fuck no. You're thinking, no, I'm not sending my kid off with someone I don't know. So it makes you wonder, okay, and this is a legitimate question. This is not a criticism of these parents and their parenting skills or judging them or anything. It's a legitimate question. Would you send your kids alone or not alone with someone? Well, hell, it technically is alone because you don't know that person that you're sending them with is going to keep watch over them, even if it is a family member. Think about, do you trust all your family members? Do you trust all your friends? Do you trust some of your family members with your own kids for an extended period of time? Maybe an hour or so, but hey, just make sure they don't die. as I go on a night out and stuff, make sure they don't die. That's it. It's not that hard. So, and you're okay with that. But would you send your child to go with the rest of these migrant walkers and this movement and stuff going across Central America, going into Mexico, going to Texas? Would you send them with someone that you barely know or that you know a family member and you paid them to get your child across the border? Why are you not coming with them? Are you not able to come with them? These are legitimate questions to ask because if you start to think about these questions, it will help. You don't solve a problem unless you attack the core issue of the problem. How can you create a solution if you don't really break down the core issue? What makes parents feel like they have to send their kids off with someone? Are they in actual dire situations? You don't think some parents, some family members sell kids off for money? You don't think that happens? We see it all the time. We call it Disney Channel. We see it all the time, bro. Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. That's the same concept. And it's like, no, it's not. It can't be. You know, these guys are getting a good life. No, they're selling them out. You don't know what those kids are being put into. Why you hear all those stories about Disney stars, Nickelodeon stars, all these childhood stars being around these sex parties, stuff, being around these drugs, and they always get strung out at a young age and stuff. You're sending your kid off with someone else. Now, you got me fucked up. If one of my kids having to do some of those things, I'm gonna be right there the whole step of the way. Where you going? I don't trust none of you people in Hollywood. If I don't trust people in Hollywood with my own kid, you tell me I'm supposed to trust someone to get my kid across the border over thousands of miles? Like, these are questions that we should be asking. These are legitimate questions. But you can't come to these things unless you sit down and actually think about this, because mainstream media is not asking this question. And if they do, they lightly touch over it. You're talking about 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds. Oh, you mean young age kids for pedophiles? Whoa. It always comes back to pedophilia, it seems like, right? Child sex trafficking, human trafficking. I don't know. How about experimentations on kids? We know the U.S. government experiments on people. MK Ultra. Things they did with LSD. Like, this happens, right? Hell, Tuskegee experiments. Yeah, you get a chance, look up Tuskegee experiments. No government, but for what I've noticed in human history, in modern human history, no government is really above experimenting on their own citizens. You gotta get your test subjects from somewhere, I guess. Can't always use mannequins in your studies, man. But no one really talks about this stuff, man. If you really sit down and think about it, you'll be like, wait a minute, why are they sending this? They're sending kids unaccompanied. So if they're sending kids unaccompanied, then guess what? Whatever president sends those kids back. Okay, then you're sending them back unaccompanied kids because they came unaccompanied. So they say, how can you separate kids from parents at the border if those aren't really their parents that's coming over with them? This is my own opinion. I still need to do a lot of research on this, and I'll be honest with you, I'm hesitant to do research on it because this shit all smells iffy. Like, it smells like not just human trafficking could be part of it, but it sounds like human trafficking could be the entirety of it. The entirety of it, because you want to get across the border, your best bet is to find the most legal route that you can take. Because you want to get across and you want to become a citizen, but you want to be recognized as a legal immigrant. That way you can go about legally being in the country and operating and going to work, getting education and stuff like that. You want to have to look over your shoulder, worry about deportation police or anything like that. So you want to take the legal route, right? Right? Think about if you want to go to another country. What are you going to do? You're going to take the legal route because you don't want to have to look over your shoulder for law enforcement agencies coming to take you away, upending your whole life in an instance. But do they really ask these questions, though?
Republicans, on top of all this, are accusing the Biden administration of letting migrants who have COVID-19 into the country. What's the reality here, though?
What's the reality here, though? No, answer the question.
Right. This stems from information this week that 108 migrants have tested positive since the end of January. So in the Brownsville area, and this is one of the hot spots of these migration patterns. So you're talking about 3 migrants per day, roughly. And the reality is that it's a complicated situation and that it's falling on local officials and local charity organizations.
So now it's the local
to
people's fault.
conduct the COVID testing of these migrants. In
Their
fact,
fucking fault.
one of the charities, the Catholic Charities Organization
Way to throw
down
somebody
there in the
under the
Rio
bus.
Grande Valley has received thousands of tests in recent weeks, and it's those volunteers that are administering these tests. But they are also providing hotel space for anyone who tests positive. The question that we have and haven't been able to get a clear answer to at this point is just how many of those migrants have been put into those hotels.
You test positive, you get a hotel stay.
Local officials say that they're not able to force these migrants to do that. They're strongly urging them to do so. And then one other thing complicating this is the city officials have also told us they've gotten false positives on a lot of these tests. So all of this very unclear and kind of speaks
Nobody
to
knows
what
shit.
is definitely starting to change rapidly.
Nobody knows shit. Or they all acting like they don't know shit. And they have a long ass article. I'm not gonna read the article. The video was good enough right there. That shit made me laugh, man. That shit made me laugh. It's funny because if they have COVID-19 and there's possible, there are talks of thinking about giving immigrants COVID-19 vaccinations and all this different stuff. They're not talking about it as a COVID crisis, right? They're not saying it's a COVID-19 crisis. They're not saying, oh, the influx of people could be adding to the spread, adding to the number of cases. Yet here in Miami Beach, they don't want people outside to have fun during spring break. You got an article here from Reuters, and this came out on the 20th. So what is that? Saturday? It says Miami Beach imposes 8 p.m. curfew to control spring break crowds. Don't have fun. Don't have fun. Don't have fun. Once again, they're doing it. They're saying, don't go outside. You're not allowed outside. You're not allowed outside. It says the city of Miami Beach imposed an 8 p.m. curfew in its busiest entertainment district on Saturday in an effort to control hordes of spring hordes. Bro, they act like they're fucking zombie hordes or something. Like we're in the show, what is it, The Walking Dead? Why would you say it that way? Why would you say it that way? Doesn't the spring break happen every year? Except for last year. And now they're trying to do it again this year? You know, because you can't have fun anymore in the world. So if I'm an immigrant, I'm like, whoa. You guys can't go out and have fun? You got to go inside? Well, shit, why'd I leave my country to begin with? Why'd I leave? If I got to go back, if I'm going to be back in a situation with draconian authoritarian laws and stuff, why would I want to come to this fucking country? If you always keep saying that people need to be locked down and stuff for safety reasons. People in other countries seeing how that happened. Oh, all of a sudden it's safety. Next thing you know, it's an everyday situation. This is now your life. It says under the new order, police will block off the Artico historic district in South Beach at 8 p.m. I've never been to Miami. I never wanted to go to Miami. It seems crowded, or at least Miami Beach. It just seems really crowded. And all businesses within the blocked off area will be forced to close. Once again, attacking small businesses. Actually, yeah, for the most part, I'm sure it's probably small businesses, if not maybe a few huge corporations. But once again, attacking businesses, affecting the economy. Why? Because a bunch of people came to spring break. Of course, a bunch of people came to spring break. At some point in time, they're going to come to spring break, to Miami for spring break. Because that's what they do. That's what people do. It says interim city manager Raul Aguila told reporters on Saturday, officials will also shut down the highways leading in and out of the city overnight. They are telling you you cannot go outside after a certain time. You guys think I'm fucking around, man, but everywhere you turn, they're telling people they can't live their lives. I don't know about you, but if I sat and told you, no, you can't go outside for your own safety, you're going to look at me. One, you're going to look at me like I'm fucking stupid. Then you're going to cuss me the fuck out. And then three, if I continue to persist with that narrative to say that you can't go outside, guess what? You're going to be ready to beat my ass. You know it. You know you're gonna be like, man, who the fuck are you to tell me about my life? I'd have beat the shit out of you. That's exactly what you're gonna think. And I can't even get mad. Because look at me trying to impose my will on you, telling you not to go anywhere. Look at me trying to make critical life choices for you. I can't do that. No one can do that. It's your life. You are who you are. I thought you wait, it's funny, right? It's funny, the irony, because is irony a good word? Whatever. I can sit here and say I get to be a man. I get to be a woman. I get to be whatever sexual orientation I want, which obviously, duh, that goes without question. I don't understand how people even argue that, even though some of those are under religious texts and stuff. Like, fuck it, man. Hey, you want to be that? Let them be that. I don't agree with it, but if you want to be that, be that. Not necessarily homosexuality, but being a transgender across whatever. That's not me. I spoke about it all the time, my opinion on it. Doesn't mean I hate these people. I still love and care for them just like any other person that I respect. It doesn't change anything. But they get to choose and be what they want to be, which of course, duh, they should be able to. But on the other hand, you can't choose to go outside after 8 p.m. You get what I'm saying with this? Like, it's kind of absurd when you put in that type of context, right? It doesn't even make sense. Why? Why is that? Why? Because COVID-19? Is this why? I said this is not an easy decision to make. We are doing that. Okay, so the interim city manager, Raul Aguila, city manager. Here's a quote, direct quote from him. This is not an easy decision to make. First little part of that sentence right there. Scratch that off because it's not your decision to make. First and foremost, it's not your decision to make. It's the people, it's the local people to make that decision. Now, if they come together and protest and you got majority of the population, then maybe you kind of think about it. At the same time, guess what? If you don't like it, don't come outside. Don't come to this area. Plain and simple. Then it says, and we are doing that to protect the public's health and safety. Once again, they're making a decision on behalf of these people's lives by saying we're doing this to protect your health and safety. You don't need to have someone else to tell you what to do to protect your health and safety. That is up to you to decide. It goes without question, yet this is what we're succumbing to. Plain and simple, this is what we're succumbing to. I get it. I get where people are coming from. Like, we do need to make sure we worry about people's health and the greater public and all that stuff. I get that. But I'm not going to infringe on someone's own personal choice because all it takes is that one little first step. Next thing you know, it can be applied over and over and over again under a certain perspective of public health and safety. But guess what? Public health and safety, notice how they throw in the safety because that's a broad term. Because what justifies safety? Public health and safety, maybe I take away your guns. I'm making sure that you stay safe by taking away your guns. Now, because I got to take away your guns, but it's not about you. It's about all the other people. The people that illegally have guns. Or the people that do have legally have guns and they're doing crimes. Once again, you the individual doesn't matter. You the collective is what matters. What's safety when, hey, we don't think people above the age of 26 should be driving, or below the age of 26 should be driving. We don't think people above the age of 65 should be driving. What about, hey, if you're collecting a social security check, we don't think you should be driving anymore because we gotta be concerned about the public safety of everyone else. You see where I'm going with this? Like, you can just be out of those two simple terms, public health and safety, public. If you're going under that perspective, under those guidelines, that opens up the door. They can determine anything is a public health and safety violation. It's generic, so you can apply that to anything. But once again, saying it's not an easy decision to make. Guess what? It's not just decision to make. I thought it was a country of we the people. Democracy, freedom, Constitution, republic, liberties. Doesn't sound like you care about my liberties when you tell me I can't go outside after 8 p.m., huh? Then he says, as we hit the peak of spring break, we are quite simply overwhelmed in the entertainment district. Spring break, South Beach, Miami. Hell, when I was a kid, I used to sit and be like, oh man, I can't wait to go to spring break when I get older, because of MTV generation. Sitting there watching that, looking at all the spring break, all the debauchery. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in that shit. Oh yeah. Look at this girl. Oh my God. All these wet t-shirt contests. I'm like, yes. Then as I get older, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of crowd. It's a lot of people. It's not really my environment. I'm playing myself. I'm not gonna go out there. I'm not gonna go out there. Especially when you live in Florida already. You're like, I mean, any weekend, every week is a spring break week. You can go to the beach in December in Florida. You might not like the temperature of the weather, but hey, it's still the beach. You might not like the temperature of the water, rather, but it's still the beach. So of course, your economy, your tourists, stuff like that, they're gonna come. But guess what? Local economy stuff, especially in Florida, this is what we thrive off of: tourism. People coming for spring break. Because it's still cold weather in parts of the country and even around the world. People are coming. Why would you want not? What about, how come public health and safety? How about it doesn't translate over to economy? Because my health and safety also depends on, my financial wealth as well. Right? Gotta have some money if I want to pay for these hospital bills. Gotta have some money if I want to pay for this health insurance. Right? If I own one of those businesses, you're kind of affecting my health and safety because you're messing with my money. Nope. Or is that too stretch of imagination for some? Is this too big of a correlation? It's interesting though that to sit here and tell people you can't go outside, bro. I can't get over this. This past year, they constantly said to people, you can't go outside. Flashback to when you were a kid. And all the time you're like, man, I can't wait to be an adult because I'll be able to do what I want to do. And then as you get older, you realize you can't do shit. And then you get that hit of depression because you come to realize everything you learn talking about freedom and you get to do the things you want to do, you can't do. And it's not necessarily because of the economy, because you got to work or anything like that. It's more or less because every time you turn around, there's a fucking law telling you can't do something. Can't do this. Can't do that. Gotta do this. Gotta do that. And it's like, man, I could have sworn we was the land of the free. Right? Land of the free. So I'm trying to figure out what these migrants, where are they looking at that's so enticing? Who's selling this dream of a free America? Because every time I turn around, someone else is telling me I can't go outside. Or not me per se, but you know what I mean. Somebody else is saying that you can't do something. Doesn't sound too freeing, does it? It says the crackdown comes as partiers from across the state and country have flocked to Miami Beach for its warm weather, famed party scene, and loose COVID-19 restrictions compared to other states. So now we got to blame the COVID-19 restrictions, even though it's based on that local area, that city, that county. Starts there. A restaurant brawl on the city's Ocean Drive on Thursday prompted police to use pepper balls in order to break it up. NBC reported. Doesn't that always happen in Miami? In South Beach? Doesn't that always happen? Doesn't that happen in spring break? Doesn't that happen during the summertime? You tell me that doesn't happen all the time? And when I say all the time, I mean like probably one case a month, or a couple months or something like that. That says, I think the volume is clearly more than it's been in previous years. Oh my God. Okay. If the volume is increased, it's because other places, obviously they just said it, aren't allowed to have fun. Says I think it's in part due to the fact that there are very few places open elsewhere in the country. Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gilbert said. Oh wow. Such an obvious statement to make. Surprise, surprise. The curfew measures are in effect for at least 72 hours. City officials were scheduled to hold a meeting on Sunday to decide whether to extend them. This story was Whoa. It said this story was refiled to fix the refiled to fix typo in first paragraph that to make it, quote, hordes, Hordes, instead of hordes, Hoards. Oh God, a bunch of geniuses in the world, bro. A bunch of geniuses in the world. So get to the last topic of the day. This is from Fox 13 News over in Tampa. I'm sure this article is probably associated with like a Associate Press or something like that, or at least Fox in general. But anyways, it says Monopoly getting long overdue socially conscious makeover. Hasbro says long overdue socially conscious makeover. First and foremost, Monopoly is Monopoly. I don't know what social conscious makeover it can get. I don't know what so-called racist or offensive things are in this. I'm sure this article is going to say it. At least I hope it does, because I'm already like, what? I don't even like Monopoly. I never liked Monopoly. I never liked Monopoly. Monopoly is interesting because it shows you what corporations do, and it also shows you how money is fake, because it shows you what to do. Buy a property and get investment, and someone is on your property, then you gotta pay a fee, you gotta pay a rent, you gotta pay something. It shows you taxes and stuff like that as well, so it makes you wonder, is Monopoly kind of let you know exactly what they do in real life? Because it kind of seems like it. Trying to appear as capitalism, but not necessarily really is capitalism. Definitely not a free market. Monopoly analogy says hedge funds cuts their losses and investors who flooded the market make it big. The board game Monopoly could be the next classic entertainment brand, to receive a socially conscious makeover. Hasbro announced Hasbro would change all 16 of Monopoly's community chest cards to remove outdated concepts. The company said the classic version of the cards, which include prompts referencing beauty contests and holiday funds, were longer due for a refresh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Beauty contests? Holiday funds? Whatever, bro. Whatever, man. Haven't they always constantly modernized it anyways? It says new community chess cards will focus on topics that emphasize community. Okay. I gotta read through the rest of this. It says Hasbro asks the public to vote on potential replacements with rewards for in-game actions such as rescuing a puppy or shopping local among the options. Other cards would penalize players for forgetting to recycle and blasting music too late at night. Oh God. Yeah, see the things like a beauty contest, a holiday funds, it was always just random stuff like whatever. Things that you're not gonna be in a beauty contest unless you go into a beauty contest. But penalizing someone for forgetting to recycle, okay, it's propaganda, cool. You can argue that this shit has always been propaganda, and then be honest with you, I think I'll accept that as well. Are blasting music too late at night. So your teenage male or female, whoever, run around blasting music. We all done it. I've done it. Now I can't turn the music up past 20 in the car. Otherwise, I'm like, oh my God, it's too loud. I start freaking out. I stopped blasting music like that for a while. And that's still there. And if I did have it at 20, that's the most it'll be anyway. I'm like, besides that, it's too loud. Then everything shakes anyways. I can't believe they put that in there. It says the world has changed a lot since Monopoly became a household name more than 85 years ago, and clearly today community is more important than ever. There's Hasbro's chief consumer officer, Eric Nyman. We felt like 2021 was a perfect time. Of course you did. Because this was going on, this whole so-called social justice advocacy that's going on and stuff. People that want to have the moral high ground, want to, sniff their own farts out like they're having moral superiority over everybody because so they can sit around and say, look how such a good person I am because I care about this. Who cares, man? Who cares? I said, yeah, so we felt like 2021 was the perfect time to give fans the opportunity to show the world what community means to them through voting on a new community chess cards. Don't know when they did this, don't care because I don't play Monopoly. I think my kids ended up getting a Monopoly game. I just don't like Monopoly, man. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I never liked it. I don't really like board games either, though. So, our card games either. I play poker, Texas Hold'em poker. That's it. That's about the only card game I'll play. I don't really care for any other card game. I don't care for spades. I'm not a card game person. Since Hasbro said the updated version of Monopoly featuring new community chess cards will be available this fall, it wasn't clear if a classic version of the game will still be sold. Not everyone was pleased with Hasbro's announcement. Critics took to social media to voice their displeasure with the company's decision. Hasbro are wanting to update the game. I say don't tamper with a classic. I still want to win a beauty contest and collect 10 pounds or 10 euros, wherever that is. I always get those confused. I don't know why. It's euro. Right? It's a euro. Said Giles Bredrith, a former European Monopoly champion. What? That's a Monopoly champion? There's a competition? Is that a real thing? European Monopoly champion? The biggest take out of all this is that there's a Monopoly championship in Europe. Fuck the social justice side of it and conscious awakening with all this other bullshit that they're saying that's not really existing. Just people having fake inflated egos, thinking that they're really being good people, but they're not. This is killing me because there's a European championship in Monopoly. It doesn't go tournament style. We talk about brackets, double elimination, round robin tournament. I wonder how it goes. That's the most interesting thing out of this article. You never heard no goddamn European Monopoly championship. But apparently there's a champion. Oh, okay. So it says in 1973, as a European Monopoly champion, I came third in the World Championships in New York. This is a real thing. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. And blah, blah, talking about Hasbro want to change the classic, blah, blah. The changes to Monopoly was announced weeks after Hasbro said it would rebrand as Mr. Potato Head. Of course. I did a video about that. You guys go to my YouTube or Odyssey channel. Go ahead and check that out. Somebody got mad and disliked it. Whatever, he kissed my ass. The company said the move was meant to better reflect the full line. Earlier this month, Dr. Seuss, okay, it's talking about that. So that what? So you're gonna penalize someone for not recycling and blasting music too late as far as the community chess cards that go in Monopoly. If you ever played Monopoly, you kind of get what I'm talking about. Why change these things? If you're gonna change them, modernize them. I understand modernization. I understand that. But why can't it say instead of doing a beauty contest, say that your YouTube channel reached X amount of subscribers and ad revenue went up? Wow. It wasn't even that hard to come up with something that simple. It wasn't even that hard because that's how you modernize it. Like I said, if they want to get away from the beauty contest, all right, go to something different. No, they go into propaganda messages, being penalized for forgetting to recycle. Because the whole Green Deal, everybody all of a sudden care about the world and the planet and stuff. Even though not many people understand, climate change is cyclic, so it doesn't matter. The ice age is coming regardless. Why think they want to colonize Mars and stuff like that? Because a lot of places be under ice, bro, within the next thousands of years or wherever the case may be, and you gotta keep the species going. But my fault. I'm not throwing this out my ass. It's science, and I broke it down in one of these in one of the videos, one of the podcasts I did. There's other ways to go about this, and that's what gets me, is that there's legitimate ways to go about this. But they're not trying to. They're trying to push a agenda. They're trying to push a message. They're trying to dictate a narrative. That's what they want. That's what they want. And when the sales go down for Monopoly, then they're going to call everybody racist, transphobic, homophobic, all these so-called hateful words that don't actually imply any hate in them whatsoever. We broke down the term about racism, about race, racism, and racist. Transphobic, phobia, a fear, an irrational fear of something. So being transphobic does not mean you're afraid of transgender. It's supposed to mean that you're afraid of transgender, not the other way around, that you hate transgender. But I guess you hate what you fear, or you fear what you hate. I don't know how that goes. I don't know how that goes. This stuff is crazy to me, man. And we keep having all these little things that's trickling and stuff, and it's just you're being told what message that needs to be pushed upon you through your games and entertainment. You're being told that you can't go outside. For those that are traveling down with their hard-earned money, escaping places, is that not a migrant? Are they not immigrants? I guess they're not going to live down there, but at the same time, they're going to visit. And if they go visit and they like it, they might decide to move down there. As far as the people that go into spring break, in Miami Beach or at South Beach, people want to live their lives. People want to make their choices to do the things that they want to do. But this past year, all you've seen is governments, local legislations, local governments, rather, city council, city manager. I still don't understand what the fuck that means. I guess you manage a corporation. There you go. Your mayors, all these people giving all these rules and regulations and curfews because they care about public health and safety. Meanwhile, they're actually affecting public health and safety by shutting down businesses, which is a known consequence, and studies have been conducted this past year. Hell, you don't need a study at all. Look at and see your stimulus checks and stuff. Stimulus check that I still have not gotten and probably won't get. But don't worry, I'm just a so-called minority and a single parent and a veteran. And people care about these people in these groups, right? But they really don't. They really don't. That's why I said, don't put me in your group. Don't put me in a label. I'm just myself. I don't need. Nah, I would say I don't need your handout. But then again, the stimulus checks ain't handout. They're giving people money back that was been taken from them. That's been taken from them because few people, I don't want to say few people, but there is a good percentage of the population that has been affected by shutdowns and lockdowns and restrictions during this past year due to COVID-19, your so-called pandemic. So this has been going on. So a stimulus check is just giving people their goddamn money back that was already taken from them. The thousands of dollars they missed out. I said I missed out on thousands of dollars because I wasn't able to go to school full time in person. Therefore, I missed out on that. And the stimulus check actually won't even fucking cover it. They're $600, they're $1,400, and I guess a fourth one is coming. Even the one last year didn't cover it. It might have covered for that 1 month, but it won't cover for the next month. But whatever, man. This is the country that we live in, the country that people want to come to, that your migrant, I keep want to say migrant workers, that your migrants, immigrants and stuff that want to come to America, do they know what's going on? Do they know about a lockdown restrictions? Do they think they're coming to an actual free and open society? Someone's giving them a false illusion. Someone's leading them astray. I'll tell them, like, hey, yeah, we're kind of decent over here, but we got some internal struggles going on. And, we don't know which way we're leaning because people want to, I don't know if people want to be ruled by themselves. They seem to want to have some type of government over them, which is crazy because you talk about United States of America, that's not what it's about, right? When you talk about the beginning of the United States of America, it's also, too, when you talk about the beginning of the United States of America, the country, you don't really hear in history lessons in school and stuff talk about all the different peace treaties amongst the different Native American tribes and with the colonial settlers, right? Because you want to call them colonizers, but the colonial settlers, we don't hear all those peace treaties and agreements and stuff. You don't think Native Americans was influential? You don't think Africans who came over, the small number that did or whatever, you don't think they were influential? You don't think they had a part in creating the United States of America? Why? Why don't you think that? Because what? When you see pictures, everybody's painted white. Jesus Christ is painted blue eye, blonde hair, pale skin. We know that's not what he would have been have if he existed. So you really think you could trust an image or something? You can't trust shit, bro. Can't trust shit. It's just funny, man. It's funny. It's funny that we're in a sense saying, "Oh, open the borders, let everybody come in. They have better opportunities here," but we're literally watching opportunities go away. You're shutting down businesses. Opportunities going away. Opportunities have to go away anyways because we're pushing towards socialism and communism. So guess what? Those opportunities are going away because those political governance ideologies are based on the state, the government, some central authority taking care of you. I don't want a central authority to take care of me because that central authority does not recognize me, the individual. Everybody is in their own unique individual situation because you have your own experience and experiences that sum up to make you who you are. You're in your own unique situation. So to have a generalization placed upon you doesn't make sense because that generalization placed upon you, that label, it doesn't explain who you are and your individuality and your everyday life and your everyday choices and the things that affect you in your everyday life. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. So what you go through in your life on a day-to-day basis does not matter when you focus on a generalized assumption of a group of people. You can't have that. That's why it's best, in my opinion, to have more self-governance because only you know how to rule over you. And for those that pray to a higher power and rather have a deity, someone, a being not of this earth and not this physical manifestation of existence, if you want someone or some entity over you, then that's okay too. In fact, there's been times where I'm like, oh, forget a religion, this and that, Christianity, all the different things. But now I'm more or less like, I still kind of feel that way, but I'm also more or less like, you know what? I get it. I get it. Because I'd rather believe in a higher power, a deity being over me, as opposed to the guy down the street being over me. Right? As opposed to the city mayor or the state governor or the president of the United States or the Congress, the Senate. I'd rather not have those people over me because those people are just like me, human being, a regular person. So they make mistakes, they fuck up. I'd rather have an all-power, omnipotent being over me making decisions and stuff because they know way more than what I do. They know that they actually know what existence is. I could get understanding having a religious authority over you that's not of this physical manifestation being on earth. Also, but at the same time, I don't understand the Pope. I don't understand how the Pope can be a physical representation of God. I don't like that either. Anything in the hands of human beings outside of myself, I cannot trust because I don't know you. You understand? I don't know you per se to trust you. You, the hypothetical you, those people in Congress, in government, the people in my own goddamn city. I don't know those people. To be a mayor over me and make these decisions, telling me I can't do this, can't go that. We had curfews last year. I was like, first I was like, I don't go out at night anyways. But it really was bothering me. I'm like, we're really doing this. Like, it caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. All the stuff I've been listening to these past years, decades, stuff, and yet when it actually happened, it still caught me off guard. I never thought they would actually be bold enough to try to pull this shit off in real time. Even though that's exactly what they've always been doing my whole entire life. Is pulling this shit off in real time. All your so-called conspiracy theories, they've been happening in real time. Gun shootings, mass shootings, school shootings, wars, 9/11, like all these things happening, all these psyops, these psychological operations, all this stuff happening in real time. People got to pay attention, man. What is it? The devil's in the details. Is what it is, bro. Because we look at the details and you get into it, stuff, you're like, whoa, this is some sinister shit. Because what's the most sinister thing you can think of? Another human being trying to control another human being. Like, we all dislike authority. And it's not because we just don't want no one to tell us what to do. It's because who can have the audacity to think that they could tell someone else what to do, especially when they do not know that person. And that's what my whole point is. How can someone tell you how to live your life if they don't even know who you are? They don't even know who you are. Hell, they don't even know your goddamn name. I had a supervisor one time. I think I talked about it before. And it got me really pissed off. And I had a couple of supervisors do the same thing. As I was, I think I was supposed to go to a meeting. And I worked overnight shift. And I was running the diamond facility overnight. I was a manager, a supervisor, the staff sergeant on duty, whatever. Bullshit titles. So, so as I was doing that job and stuff, then we had a meeting that day. I was like, I can't go to this meeting. Something happened with my kids and my ex-wife and her household, rather. A situation happened. So I was like, I can't be there. I need to make sure I be there for my kids and stuff and what's going on and everything. So I can't go to this meeting. Plus, I just worked overnight. You want me to come back like at 10 o'clock or something like that for this meeting? I can't do that. And then I had that person, that supervisor, say, okay, can you send me some evidence, something like that, to verify what you're saying? And it's kind of like, huh, okay, cool, I get that. Okay, so I sent like a text message, a conversation, and stuff like that. Yeah, let them know that I'm having family issues. But that's what I'm talking about, authority. I don't like authority, yet I was in the military for 12 years, so trust me. When I say I don't like authority, the shit runs deep, bro. It runs deep. Because when you give up some things, and obviously I joined the military for, I joined to get out of my parents' house. It was a quick and easy way to get in my own place. Without really saving up money and stuff like that, because I was trying to save up money and it didn't work out that way. Maybe, obviously, I didn't do good enough, really, to be honest with you. And I was impatient as well. So I had some saved up, but I was like, I know I didn't realize you had to save enough for the first, not just to move in, but you had to have enough money for the first month and last month's rent, and to move in, and you got to want to have some furniture. So I kind of knew these things, but I was like, I didn't think it would be this much. And as I'm saving up money, well, guess what? The price is going up as well. So I got to save a little bit more. But anyways, so I joined the military and, get my life started, blah, blah, all that stuff. So I knew I was giving up some authority. To what extent, though, you don't know until it happens. Because that's supervisor in that situation. Because me as a supervisor as well, I wasn't like that. I was more compassionate in a sense of just, I didn't treat nobody the way I didn't want to be treated, which is how you should be anyways. And it's not necessarily a complete knock or a diss towards that supervisor or whatever, but at the same time, it's legit criticism. I didn't like it. Which, knowing me, I probably said something about it as well. Actually, I did say something about it. I was like, hey, man, I didn't like that you did that, man. I can't help it, bro. Like, I became confrontational more in the military because you have to check some people, man. Because if you don't, they really will try to walk all over you. And it's like, hey, you know what, bro? I don't like what you said. And I do it in a respectful manner sometimes. I mean, respectful as I get. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, sir, ma'am. I'm like, hey, I don't like what you just said. I'll say their name. I address you by your name and your rank. Like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I don't like what you just said. I don't like what you're trying to do. Right? That's what goes my issue with authority, man. Like, you give people an inch, they'll take a mile. Because power is addicting. The fact that I know I can control your life, that I can have influence over your life, you telling me you wouldn't kind of get off on that? You telling me we get off on that perceived authority, that perceived power over someone? It's kind of scary when you think about it, man. That's something we really should be paying attention to, because it's kind of scary, bro. We gotta watch where we go. It's a slippery slope, right? I had a supervisor as well telling me, like, you gotta pay attention to how you talk to the younger airmen on shift and stuff. You kind of seem kind of passive aggressive. It seems like you don't yell at them and stuff. I was like, well, no, I yell at my kids because they're kids, because they don't understand things and they do things repeatedly over. And when I say I yell at them, I don't really yell at them either. Like, I know I'm not gonna be super aggressive towards someone like that. I have to check myself. I'm definitely not gonna be super aggressive towards another adult because what I look like yelling at another adult. You're already an adult. You're already taking care of yourself. You should know what to do. There's other ways around. There's paperwork. There's different things I can do, which I have done before in the past, which I didn't like that I had to do, but I had to do it. And they accepted it. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. How can someone tell you how to do and live your life if they don't even know you? Both of those supervisors didn't actually know me. They didn't actually, that one supervisor where I was talking about a situation with my family and why my kids, why I couldn't come to a fucking meeting that was stupid anyway. So all our meetings was goddamn stupid, so it didn't matter. Now I couldn't come to a goddamn meeting. He was trying to have control over me. Obviously, he has control over me anyway to a degree because of the military, because of the rank structure, because of his position and his title as my supervisor. So he has some degree of control or influence over me. But at the same time, it's like, you don't even know who I am. So what are you saying? Because if he knew who I was, he knew when it comes to my kids, that's not something I fuck around with. Which I think I told him exactly like that. Or not like that. Who knows me? I know I said something like, my kid, I did. Cause I was like, man, it's my kids. It's something I would not say. He's like, oh, you know, I understand that, blah, blah, but I had to, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but hey, I don't mess around with my kids, man. When I say something about my kids, I mean that shit to death. Like, that's serious right there. That's something I don't fuck around with, or my children. Don't fuck around with my children, man. Let me stop. I could feel the emotion of that experience coming up right now. It made me really mad because everybody that's around me knows that and understands that. What do I talk about? My kids. How many times do I mention my kids in every episode of the podcast? Something always has to do with my kids. That's my life. That's my purpose. That's what I'm here for. To help them be the best version of themselves and be fucking 10 times way better than I ever could imagine myself can be. Because I'm trying to push them to be the best version of themselves, it makes me push myself to be the best version of myself. They give me purpose. That's what I care about. So to have someone who's supposed to be over me, my authority and stuff, trying to tell me things what I need to do and stuff, and I get it. He's trying to say, you know, I gotta verify stuff like that. But once again, he didn't actually know me, because if he knew me, he wouldn't ask that goddamn question, because I don't fuck around with my kids. When I talk about my kids, factual, truthful things. Because I have to be, because it's my kids. I'm not gonna lie on them. That's just not me. That's not how I feel about them. But you won't know that unless you actually, one, talk to me, two, listen and take me at face value when I say these things until I prove otherwise to you. All right, if anything, I get, don't trust me, but still, man, like, by then, he knew me a decent amount of time, even prior, early on in my career. Never heard anything bad about me, but then again, once if you sit down and talk to me, you'll know these things. And that's what my whole point is, that of those stories, to show that it's the same as my other supervisors talking about how I should supervise and lead. Because I get that you're passive aggressive. No, you don't. I'm not passive aggressive. What the fuck? You serious? I'm super aggressive. I'm in people's face, man. I'm in people's faces. You know how many times I'm a tiny guy. You know how many times I'd be ready to step in someone's face who's a whole foot taller than me? I really did that shit, bro. I stepped to a 7-footer and told him he was soft. I was doing a basketball trial for a minor league team. When I was 18, I looked down, I broke my neck looking up at a 7-foot guy. I was like, hey, man, you soft. You shouldn't let me get the rebound over you. What are you doing? He's like, oh, you know, man. I'm like, I'm sitting there. As I walked away from the conversation, I'm like, did I really just step to a 7-foot dude? And what the hell is wrong with me, bro? Somebody gonna step on me one day. I can't help it, man. That's how I was raised. I get it from my father. Strong male leadership. Army man. Military. Stand up. Like, hey, I'm a man just like you are. You bleed just like I bleed. You ain't finna step over me and tell me what to do or be in my face like that. Hey, I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna stand up for myself. Like I said, it doesn't have to be an aggressive manner. It doesn't have to, obviously, it doesn't have to end into a fight. A lot of times I avoided confrontation because I didn't want to get into a fight, because I don't take fights the same way as some people. Like, for me, if you're trying to hurt me, then I need to do everything in my ability, within my power possible, that I can do to oppose ultimate damage upon you. because the way my mind understands that is you're trying to hurt me. Therefore, I need to do my best to make sure that you don't hurt me. And in order to do that, I need to inflict huge amounts of damage on you. And I've been in fights before, but usually somebody breaks them up. So that when I was a kid, so it's not really that serious. And I have to check myself too at the same time. Luckily, I was never really mad in those fights for the most part. And some of them have been like self-defense anyway. So I was never really completely mad about it. And that's good because I can only imagine what will happen if I'm really mad about something. And that goes for everybody, because if you ever been in a fight and stuff, you know, you've been mad, but not, it's surface level mad. It's not really that serious. But there's fights, there's times where you're like, man, if you was really to fight a person that you're really mad at, that you have some real actual beef with, it will freak you out. It will freak you out because you catch yourself, you're like, man, I really want to hurt this person. I'm not trying to fight. We're not going to go out and scrap and roll around and be done with it. No, I'm thinking, oh shit, I want to kill you. Like, I don't want to have these thoughts about people. I don't want to really be that angry about someone. Like, nobody wants that and stuff. But whatever, that's just me going off on something else as well. That's my main thing, man. Is how can someone be over you and have authority over you if they don't even know who you are? And they're not even taking the time to understand who you are. How can you govern someone if you don't know who someone is? Because you're not supposed to govern someone, right? Especially in this so-called constitutional republic, you're supposed to be a representative. All parts of government are supposed to be a representation of the people. But what do people usually say when they talk about government? The government will make you do this. You better make sure you pay the government. They're going to come take your money. That's not a representation of the people. Taxation is not a representation of the people. None of this stuff is a representation of the actual people. We are watching a complete country just be destroyed right in front of our eyes. And I can't believe I missed it for the most part. I saw it, but I didn't realize how bad it was. But this also comes with experience as well. Because as I, trying to buy a house or renting and doing all these different things and stuff, being in different parts of the country and living, you get to see different things. And you get to question a lot of stuff. And then you start questioning, like, you know what, wait a minute. Why are we doing this here, but they can't do it there? Why do I get to move around freely and they can't? What's going on? Like, how is this a representation of the people? Is it just a representation of those local people? Then again, how can you individually tell everyone, or take individuals and pull them into a collective and say, oh, we're doing this for public health and safety? I was like, but my health and safety is fine. I thought I made that determination. I thought I made my own health and safety risk assessment. I thought I did that. I thought I did it on my own every day. I don't need you, city manager. I don't need you, city mayor, to come in and tell me what I need to do in order to keep the public health and safety in concerns, or have concerns about public health and safety, and put that into perspective. Nah, me, the individual, I figured out what I need to do, what's best for myself. If I have kids, I figure out what I need to do, what's best for my kids. Because why? Only time you really give authority is when you're a kid, because you're a kid. Like my kids, they were like, oh, Dad, they could come to me like, hey, well, you gotta do this, gotta do that, because I'm like, why can't you do it yourself? Well, I don't know what to do yet. I was like, exactly. I was like, I'm trying to get you to the level where you could do this on your own, because you're not gonna want me there all the time telling you what to do. My daughter already there, and she's like, I can't wait till I get older. I can do what I want in the house. Like, you goddamn right. I can't wait either. Shit. That makes two of us. We on the same page. That's what I'm talking about. I knew I liked you. My son, for every time he gets annoyed at me because I'm telling him to be quiet while he's playing his game and stuff, I was like, you look at me like you just want me to shut up, huh? You just probably like, man, I wish this guy would shut the fuck up. Like, you get on my nerves. I get it, guy. I understand. Guess what? When you get your own place, you can do that. You can do that. Because that's the whole point, bro. For you to have your own thing, to do your own thing. And then if you have a partner or whatever the case may be, then y'all come together and still do your own thing. Don't let nobody else tell you what to do. Because it's nobody's goddamn business anyways, man. Obviously, you don't want to infringe on anyone else's personal liberty, but these things go without question. right? But like I think for most of us in this modern world, just in the human species in general, I don't want to go out my way to mess with people. Of course, you have I want to say extremely small percentage of the population, but it's probably what it is. Of the whole total population of the human species on this planet, you have a small part of the population, probably 1%, that really want to do crime and hurt other people and stuff like that. But they also probably been hurting themselves. But although they might have been a victim of something, doesn't give them the right to go back and do it to someone else. Really, they should not do anything like that because they know what it feels like. But once again, if everybody lived by the golden rule, do unto others as you do yourself. See, that comes from the Bible. That comes from the Bible. I don't like religion, but that doesn't mean you can't find some shit that sounds good and go with it. Duh. But when everybody live by that golden rule, we'll be there. We'll be okay. Of course, everybody's not gonna live by it. That's why I'm not completely against some type of government, because I'm not even completely against police officers or something like that. But I feel like we don't really try to iron out the wrinkles. Like, we don't really try to perfect it more and stuff. And I'm not talking about with more technology or cameras and stuff like that, but just really getting at the core issue of the problem. We don't attack the core issue of the problem, which a lot of it's mental health anyways. Let's be honest. A lot of criminals that commit crimes, it's a lot of mental health issues. But that's a topic for another time. I've been rambling on enough. As always, check me out on my website, Damian Jackson, DAMIEN, Jackson22.com. Up in the top right corner, you'll see the links in my social media and podcast, different platforms, how you can view the podcast or listen to the podcast. Check me out on my YouTube channel, my Odyssey channel, Damian Jackson. Damian Jackson. Yeah, I think it's Damian Jackson on YouTube. Odyssey, I think it's Damian _ Jackson. Check me out on my Underdog gaming channel, which I probably should put the link up. I need to update the website to put a link up for that. And Underdog gaming as well on Odyssey. Check those channels out. I got some little clips and stuff so far. I think it's like 10, 12 clips, something like that. I still need to upload more. But it's I'm just going to be doing periodically every now and then, whatever the case may be. I've been slow on playing games right now because, well, they piss me off and they suck. NBA 2K sucks. And I said it was good, but the servers suck. Well, at least my city part sucks. Yeah, toxic gamers. I want to do an episode on toxic gamers because they get on my fucking nerves. Had an issue with someone else the other day. I had to check him. I had to get on the headset. He's like, "Oh, bro, pass the ball, bro. Oh, goddamn, people don't know what they're doing." And I was like, "Hey, man." I picked up the headset. Like, "Hey, man, watch your fucking mouth." Oh, did I cuss at him? I didn't cuss at him. Cause it's funny, when I get really mad, I don't cuss. Because I want to get my point across. I want to get my point across, and I don't want nothing to escalate. So if I cuss and then they start, I don't know why I don't cuss when I think about it. I don't know why I don't. Like, when I get really mad, I don't cuss. I mean, I do, but it's more or less that I don't, because I know some people view language in a different manner. So, like, when I cuss on here, I do it in a casual manner. I'm not really aggravated. I'm annoyed by certain things, but I'm not really pissed off personally at someone per se. And that's a good question. I don't know why I do it that way. I mean, I still cuss people out anyway, so I don't even know. It just depends. It just depends on my mood, I guess. Depends on what I want to do it. But anyway, I was talking to this guy. My whole thing was, as he's yelling, I'm yelling. My whole thing was like, "Hey, be respectful, man. Watch who you talking to." I was like, "Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth." That's what I kept saying. Watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth. Be respectful. Understand who you're talking to. So you could easily be talking to a kid right now. He's like, "But you're not a kid. What are you talking about? You stupid. You're not a kid." I'm like, "But you don't know that." He's like, "I do know that. I know you at least over 22. I was like, "What makes you think that?" I don't even want to go into it because I want to do a whole separate podcast about toxic gamers. Maybe there's a slow news cycle this week. I'll probably talk about it. I don't know. But yeah, man, make sure you check me out on all those different things. I will go ahead and post the link to Teespring on my Twitter and Gab accounts, and then put it on DLive. I put it all over the place that way. If you guys want to support the channel, you want to support my endeavors, my content creations that I'm doing and stuff, buy a shirt. Just buy a shirt. If you want to support me, buy a shirt. And I kept the prices low too. And so I don't even want to make, I think I got it where I don't even make a profit of over $10, because Well, shit, I wouldn't buy a shirt that high. I'm like, I wouldn't buy this shit. Not for that high. I was certain quality and stuff, so I kept the profits low because I don't care. I mean, I don't care. I think it's cool that somebody would buy something from me anyway. So the fact that I can get like a $6 profit because a shirt I put a logo on or I put some words on it, I think that's cool as hell. The money thing is like, I ain't trying to make $20 worth. I mean, it's like $5. That's cool. That's $5 more than I had before. That's a win. But anyways, I'll put that stuff up. Looks like we're gonna have an interesting week. There's a lot of finance things coming out, especially with XRP, which I'll probably get into tomorrow. So definitely tune in for that if you care about cryptocurrency, finances, and investments, which you should, because if you want to make money sitting on your ass, XRP went up from 45 cents to 58 cents, pushing 60 cents. So guess what? I made money sitting on my ass. That's how you play the game. Fake money. The game is set. Play the rules. Win the game. But I'll be back on tomorrow, streaming at the same time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on D-Live if you want to check out the stream live. If not, I'll upload the audio version to other podcasts afterwards. So around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'll upload a video version as well. Definitely make sure you check me out on social medias and all that stuff to see more content. Have a great day. So until next time.